Tonight, disaster in Japan. The death toll soars as rescuers struggle to get water, food, and power to the survivors of Friday's massive earthquake and devastating tsunami. I'm Russ Mitchell. Also tonight, nuclear fears. As quake-damaged reactors threaten to overheat, workers are struggling to contain the threat of multiple meltdowns. Soggy states. Flooding across large parts of the U.S. forced some residents out of their homes and onto higher ground. And pushed out. The State Department spokesman quits after calling the treatment of the suspected WikiLeaks leaker ridiculous.
This is the CBS Evening News with Russ Mitchell.
And good evening. We are getting a clearer picture of the death and devastation in Japan caused by Friday's massive earthquake and tsunami. Here's the latest. Japan has now upgraded the quake to a magnitude 9. More than 1,400 people are confirmed dead, with fears the toll could surge past 10,000. Authorities say there is a risk of another nuclear reactor explosion, but U.S. officials say there is no radiation threat to the West Coast. We have correspondents all along the earthquake zone tonight. And we begin with Ben Tracy in Tokyo.
The port town of Minami-Sanriku on Japan's northeastern coast is nearly wiped out. And in the area near there, authorities now fear 10,000 people may be dead. When the ominous Black Sea attacked this island nation Friday, it left behind a massive trail of destruction that is getting worse by the hour. An oil refinery in the quake zone is simply being left to burn down. There's nobody to fight the fire. Entire towns are flattened, others still smoldering. Most roads in coastal areas now useless. Nothing, not cars, not boats, is where it should be. This woman at one of dozens of makeshift shelters said, "My home is gone completely, and it's dangerous to go back there." Yet people are being saved. These three pulled from a car. They had been stuck for more than 20 hours. This 60-year-old man was found clinging to what was left of his roof. He had been floating 9 miles out to sea for 2 days. Some barely cheated death. This man jumped in a cab telling the driver to outrun the oncoming tsunami.
He wanted to stop at stop signs and I just kept yelling, "Go, you don't have to stop, don't worry, just go, go, go."
All along the coast, conditions in cities and towns are becoming dire. 1.4 million households are without water, 2 million without power. Food and gasoline are running out. The Prime Minister is now calling this Japan's biggest crisis since World War II. But he is still optimistic, saying, "I'm very confident that the Japanese people will come together and overcome this difficulty." It will take sacrifice. The government is now rationing electricity. Rolling blackouts begin tomorrow, including in Tokyo. Also here in Tokyo today, the stock market is expected to reopen for the first time since the quake hit. Now, once it does, it is widely expected to plummet, and that will be a blow to an economy here in Japan that was fragile even before this disaster. Russ?
Ben Tracy in Tokyo, thank you. Of great concern tonight, Japan's quake-damaged nuclear plants. Officials say there have been partial meltdowns at 2 crippled reactors, and problems were reported at 2 more facilities. Celia Hatton in Fukushima has the latest.
Fukushima's nuclear complex came to grips with a grim reality today. Officials admitted 7 damaged reactors are teetering on the edge of a possible meltdown. The complex is broken into 2 sections, Daini with 4 faulty reactors and Daiichi with 3 damaged reactors out of 6. The outer casing of Daiichi's first reactor exploded Saturday, but it's now Daiichi's 3rd reactor that poses the biggest danger. But officials say a problem at any of the reactors could set off a disastrous chain of events. There is still a possibility of explosion, says Cabinet Secretary Yukio Edeno. While the picture painted is frightening, for many on the ground, this blunt talk is a welcome break from the often conflicting information put out by agencies since the quake hit. They also seem to have no clear idea of how many people have been affected by the radiation, while reassuring people the radiation is not life-threatening. "We were frightened, but the radiation turned out to be nothing to worry about," says this father visiting an evacuation center. Others are more nervous. While the nuclear disaster dominates headlines, they'll do anything to get away.
3 days have passed since the nuclear plant was first damaged in the quake. Its decline has led to growing anxiety, culminating in a 3-hour wait to check in for a flight to leave the area.
While nearly 200,000 people have been evacuated from the area, some are staying put for now. Celia Hatton, Fukushima, Japan.
One big worry for officials, water levels have dropped so much inside 2 of the reactors that parts of the uranium-filled fuel rods are exposed. In the worst-case scenario, that could contribute to a meltdown. But what exactly does that mean? Even 2 days after they shut down, Fukushima's reactors are still generating heat.
From the nuclear fuel rods, it's much like if you have an electric stove and you immediately turn it off. If you put your hand on the stove, you will not be very happy.
Uranium pellets are inside the long fuel rods. If the reactor is not cooled properly, the tubes can fall apart, with the radioactive material falling to the bottom.
It's like a car accident. It can be a fender bender all the way up to a major collision. So when you talk about fuel melting, you can have just a few pellets melt, or you could have a large number of pellets to melt.
The key issue is whether the reactors are being adequately cooled with water. If not, melting could begin.
When the fuel melts, it will flow like wax into the bottom of the reactor vessel head. And if there's water there, it will solidify and freeze. End of story.
Fears of a radiological release are legitimate, but KDAC says no one should imagine a mushroom cloud.
So we're just hypothesizing. The releases will occur when the plant decides to open the reactor containment to relieve the pressure.
Experts say the situation at Fukushima is similar to what happened at the 3 Mile Island nuclear plant in Pennsylvania in 1979.
There was a considerable melting of the core, but essentially all of the material was contained in the concrete containment. Namely, very little of it was released.
Unlike volcano dust, which can be carried long distances by winds, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission says the west coast of the U.S. is not in danger.
Even if there were a significant release, it would be dispersed probably before it came to the United States. But at the present time, it seems unlikely that there will be a major radioactive release.
Former NRC Chairman Klein says as long as the reactor core is covered in cooling, Fukushima is less threatening to the public every day that goes by. In the streets of northern Japan, there is seemingly no end to the chaos and suffering in the wake of the earthquake and tsunami. Bill Whitaker is in hard-hit Sendai near the epicenter of the quake, where it is already Monday morning. Bill, good morning to you.
Hello, Russ. This is a cliche, but here so fitting. This looks like a scene from a post-apocalyptic movie, but sadly here, it's all too real. Sendai, the center of destruction from the earthquake and tsunami, is now the center of suffering and misery. The devastation is breathtaking. Wreckage, debris, mud as far as the eye can see. The horror compounded by fires erupting everywhere. This is also the center of the nation's hope for survivors still being pulled from the muck. This woman trapped in a car for 20 hours. Earlier, these preschool children and their teacher rescued from the water by soldiers, one by one. This is a nation of survivors. This may look like a lake, but it's actually a main thoroughfare through the city of Sendai. People are walking and riding through here as if lost. This man lost his wife. He's smiling because he just got word she might have ridden out the quake and the tsunami on an upper floor of the airport. He's off to find her. This man's house is half filled with muddy water, his business washed away. It's unbelievable, he says. I never experienced such an earthquake. Few places in the world have experienced such an earthquake. First, the earth here shook, then was flooded. Then last night, the sky was ablaze from this massive fire at the port. Tens of thousands are being housed and fed in city-run shelters, but there's hardship even here. Food rations are only going to children and seniors over 75, says this woman. Still today, the electricity is off for more than 500,000 households and businesses. There are still no phones, no water. What they do have plenty of is aftershocks and fear. Some of the aftershocks are major earthquakes in their own right, 6 and above on the Richter scale. When we got here yesterday, we saw people running for higher ground. There had been an aftershock and people feared another tsunami. That's a reflex reaction here now. Russ?
Bill, we see this destruction behind you. That's incredible. I know you've been traveling for about the last 36 hours through the country. Give us an idea of some of the other things you've seen.
Well, sadly, what you see here is only just, we're just looking at just one portion. If we were able to turn this camera all around, you would see this everywhere. people are walking through streets that are full of water. It looks like they look like lakes, but actually they're main thoroughfares going through the city. People are still walking around in a daze. They can't quite believe what they're seeing, and truly, being here, we can't believe it ourselves either.
Bill Whitaker in Sendai, Japan. Thank you so much. And still ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, first the rain, now the floods. Swollen rivers force hundreds to higher ground.
Tired of lugging out your heavy, bulky pressure cleaner? You need to get the Jet, the amazingly versatile water jet. It turns your ordinary garden hose into a super power washer. Perfect for when a pricey pressure cleaner is too much power, but a hose is too little. Powerful enough to clean second-story windows, remove wasp nests from a safe distance, and reach under eaves without motors, gas, or electricity. Here's how it works. Water flows through the volume reduction chambers where pressure builds until a powerful jet stream blasts through the precision-engineered solid brass tip. The stainless steel control valve easily regulates the water pressure and the force of the jet stream. Great for all your tough outdoor jobs. Blast grime and weeds off brick and paver driveways. Get into hard-to-clean nooks and crannies. Clean wood and aluminum siding, umbrellas and awnings. It attaches to any garden hose so you can take it along boating and camping. The 30-inch wand easily reaches into tight spots. Unlike cheap plastic nozzles, the water jet is built to last with heavy-gauge aluminum, stainless steel, and solid brass. The amazing water jet is only $19.95. And as a special bonus, you'll also receive the solid brass fan tip that creates a powerful fan-shaped spray. Creates a sweeping water broom for wood decks and docks, patios and pool decks. Easily clean pool filters. Scour away mold. Wash cars and trucks. Scrub dirty truck beds squeaky clean. Dial back the pressure to gently water delicate flowers. One tool that does it all. Call to get the water jet plus bonus fan tip for only $19.95. But wait, there's more. We'll double the offer. You'll get 2 amazing water jets and 2 fan tips for only $19.95. Just pay additional processing and handling. Also available is our specially designed brush and soap dispenser kit. Great for cars, windows, and so much more. Details on call or online. Call now to get 2 water jets plus 2 fan tips for only $19.95. Here's how to get the jet.
To order your water jet for $19.95 plus $7.95 shipping and handling, you can call 1-800-741-8183. That's 1-800-741-8183. You must be 18 or older to order.
Americans in some 23 states from the nation's midsection through the East Coast are under flood warnings from heavy rains and melting snow. One of the hardest hit states is New Jersey, where Jay Dow is standing right in the middle of it. He's in the town of Lincoln Park tonight. Jay, good evening.
Well, good evening to you, Russ. Where we're standing right now was dry and considered high ground just 2 days ago, and it'll be another few days before homeowners can put away their boats and hip waders to begin a costly cleanup. River Edge Road in Lincoln Park, New Jersey is now part of the Pompton River. Streets, vehicles, basements, and living rooms in this neighborhood are under 3 to 5 feet of water.
The thing is, being this close to the river.
Lifelong resident Chris Britton, who took us out for a tour in his boat, says for many residents here, rain over the last few weeks has left their lives in shambles.
Hot water heaters are done. Furnaces are all off. The hardest part of it when it floods is as the water is coming up, you just don't know where it's going to stop the next time.
About 2,000 homes have already been evacuated in New Jersey. Over the last 30 days, much of the eastern seaboard, from Massachusetts to Mississippi, has seen anywhere from 6 to 10 inches of rain.
Looks like here for the next week to 10 days, we are going to get a break from these heavy rainfall systems, and that'll give these rivers a chance to drop back below the flood stage level. So some good news.
It certainly will be in Lincoln Park, where these days residents are stranded in homes that seem more like houseboats.
It's very bad.
Or found new ways to commute.
We would like to live here, but if it continues like this, who knows?
Homeowners say they are troubled by the severity and the frequency of the flooding. And many families don't know how many more times they can continue starting from scratch, throwing away everything year after year.
It's a little rough every year. People can't do it. You just can't afford to do it.
Homeowners say part of the reason they can't afford it is because flood insurance is expensive to carry and does not cover everything, each flood taking a greater financial and emotional toll. Russ?
Jay Dow in Lincoln Park, New Jersey. Thank you very much. Just ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, rebel retreat. Pro-Gaddafi forces take back more territory in Libya.
Hello,
I'm Lee Majors, but most of you remember me as the $6 Million Man. Those physical abilities were enhanced by bionic technology. Now I'm here to introduce the Lee Majors Bionic Rechargeable Hearing Aid. This amazing aid hides discreetly in your ear, but unlike some other battery-powered units, my bionic ear is rechargeable. No more frustrating tiny batteries to change. Just place your unit in the recharge case. The number 1 green light will signal that the battery is charging properly. The number 2 light signals when charging is complete. The charger is powered by an AC adapter or by batteries for convenient travel. This amazing micro-digital technology captures sound and amplifies as it transfers through the ear. You can easily adjust the amplification level to suit your individual need. Now you can enjoy watching TV or listening to music at a comfortable sound level for the whole family. With my bionic ear, you'll know when the phone's ringing. It can even let you hear phone conversations without additional amplification. You can comfortably hear loud sounds while enjoying the subtle sounds of nature. Plus, there's never any confusing guesswork. Each unit comes with an instructional pamphlet with detailed illustrations for easy and convenient operation. Don't miss out on this opportunity to hear everything you've been missing. Here's how to get my bionic rechargeable hearing aid, and it won't cost you $6 million. Although you will think it's worth it.
Stop the frustration of trying to change tiny batteries. Call now and the Lee Majors patented rechargeable hearing aid can be yours to try for 30 days for just $14.95. You'll receive the hearing aid rechargeable case. Just place and close. It's that easy. 4 ear caps for comfort fit, the AC adapter, a custom cleaning brush, plus a carrying case and 2 AAA batteries for convenient use when traveling. Everything you need to start enjoying right away. This is a limited trial offer for only $14.95. Try it all for 30 days. Call now to find out more. Live operators are standing by.
It's a prescription for disaster. Counterfeit drugs are flooding the country.
People can die.
Are there some in your house right now? 60 Minutes investigates tonight.
Ordinary Americans doing extraordinary things with the American spirit. Only on the CBS Evening News with Katie Curran.
In Libya, forces loyal to Muammar Gaddafi racked up another success against the rebels today. Pushing eastward along the coast, they seized the oil town of Brega and headed for the last remaining rebel stronghold of Benghazi. Mark Phillips has more.
The anti-Gaddafi rebels never had much serious military equipment, and a lot of what they did have now lies destroyed along the roadside, evidence of a retreat that threatens to become a rout. The government advance has now moved past Ras Lanuf and on to Brega. Ajdabaya and the road toward Benghazi seem lightly defended as well. There's nothing the rebels with their light weapons can do to stop the Gaddafi advance. The Arab League has called for a no-fly zone, but for those anti-Gaddafi forces, it may already be too late.
I expect he will kill a lot of people today, and he will kill a lot of people. We don't have heavy weapons.
This is the furthest point of advance of the anti-Gaddafi rebels, the town of Binjawa. The only evidence they were here is a shut-out police station that they had presumably occupied. The town itself is completely empty. The only sign of this conflict are some celebrating pro-Gaddafi soldiers. These are trophy towns the regime is now showing off. Dusty places full of flattened buildings where the rebel positions once were. A Libyan army spokesman today said Benghazi is next, but that a major assault won't be needed.
These are very limited people and does not require a full military scale operation.
But that's just what the people of Benghazi fear.
When Gaddafi comes here, no Libyan will be left. All of them will be dead.
Mark Phillips, CBS News, Tripoli.
Secretary of State Hillary Clinton plans to meet with Libyan rebel leaders during a trip that will take her to Paris tonight, then on to Egypt and Tunisia. Wyatt Andrews is traveling with Secretary Clinton.
For Secretary Clinton, it's a trip to the great unknown. She will meet the Libyan opposition this week, although what the U.S. might offer and which rebel leaders she should see has the State Department working overtime.
Because we know that there are some with whom we'd want to be allied and others with whom we would not.
The secretary starts her week in Paris, facing international pressure for a Libyan no-fly zone. Clinton has been skeptical, saying even with international backing, it's the U.S. that takes all the risks.
It's easy for people to say, do this, do that, and then they turn and say, okay, U.S., go do it. You take the consequences if something bad happened.
But the other great unknown for Clinton will be her trip to Cairo as the first Secretary of State in 30 years to visit an Egypt not ruled by Hosni Mubarak. She will meet the military council that's in charge for now and meet a group of young revolutionaries, but again, who exactly?
Who do you bring in to sit down across the table?
What she means is that very few of the protest leaders from Tahrir Square have emerged as political leaders.
It's a mishmash of different groups, and they'll need to coalesce into something coherent if they're going to lead the transition to democracy.
As she heads to Egypt, Clinton hopes the U.S. will be well received.
They're looking to us, and I think that's a good thing, and we need to be there to help them.
But a good reception in Cairo will not be automatic. Even those Egyptians that see America's support as crucial right now will also remember that America helped fund Mubarak and his repressions for almost 30 years. Wyatt Andrews, CBS News, Washington.
And just ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, a top State Department official loses his job in a WikiLeaks flap.
Your favorite pants are hemmed for heels, but you want to wear flats. How do you fix that?
Hi, I'm Lori Leland, and you are going to love this.
It's Style Snaps from Hemming My Way, the fast, easy way to change your hem to fit any shoe. Top stylists, magazines, and TV shows are raving about them. It's so genius.
Just peel off the backing of the Style Snaps and place them wherever you want your hem. And snap, snap, snap. No sewing, no ironing, and no gluing. Now your favorite jeans will work with every shoe in your closet, saving you money.
And it's not just for hems. Tame unruly lapels, belts, and pockets without a stitch. Perfectly hem a skirt or tighten a shirt. Snap up tattered cuffs to give those pants new life, or close revealing gaps in blazers. And Style Snaps is budget friendly for growing kids. Now they can even share clothes. Style Snaps' unique adhesive makes them adjustable, reusable, and safe on any fabric. And because they're not permanent, you can change your hem as often as you change your shoes.
I love Style Snaps for my jeans, but even more for my kids' jeans. They make them last longer, and it saves the family money.
Sandals, boots, heels. With Style Snaps, I can make my length perfect, so I never walk on my pants.
Forget pricey trips to the tailor or permanent tapes and glues. Now you can change your hem like you change your shoes.
As part of this special TV introduction, we'll send you 16 Style Snaps for just $20. Call right now and we'll cut the price in half. That's 16 Style Snaps for just $10. But we're not done. We're going to give you double the Style Snaps free. Just pay separate processing. You get 32 Style Snaps, a $40 value for just $10. Call or log on now.
Call 1-800-230-6743 to order Style Snaps for $10 plus $15.98 shipping and handling. Call now or go online to buystylesnaps.com. Must be 18 or older to order.
Is the worst over for the people of Japan? CBS News coverage of the disaster in Japan. Tomorrow on the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
On television, online, on the go, and now on iPad. CBS News.
Before leaving for Europe and the Middle East, Secretary of State Clinton today accepted the resignation of her chief spokesman. He was forced out over comments about the man accused of leaking top-secret documents to WikiLeaks. Whit Johnson has more.
State Department spokesman P.J. Crowley's decision to step down came just 3 days after calling the treatment of the suspected WikiLeaks leaker ridiculous, counterproductive, and stupid. Private Bradley Manning is being held in solitary confinement at a Marine Corps brig in Virginia. Each night he's stripped naked, then wears a suicide-proof smock to bed. The 23-year-old military analyst faces a slew of charges relating to the largest document leak in American history. Crowley's remarks put him in direct confrontation with the Pentagon. That prompted a response from President Obama at a Friday press conference.
With respect to Private Manning, I have actually asked the Pentagon whether or not the procedures that have been taken in terms of his confinement are appropriate and are meeting our basic standards. They assure me that they are.
Crowley wrote in his resignation letter, My recent comments were intended to highlight the broader, even strategic impact of discrete actions undertaken by national security agencies every day. Given the impact of my remarks, for which I take full responsibility, I've submitted my resignation. Crowley also raised eyebrows with reports of this tweet comparing the devastation in Japan to the unrest in the Middle East. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton said this about Crowley's departure. It is with regret that I have accepted the resignation of Philip J. Crowley. PJ has served our nation with distinction for more than 3 decades. I wish him the very best. Crowley rarely traveled with Secretary Clinton, and sources say they weren't close. Crowley's interim replacement, Michael Hammer, former national security spokesman, is considered the top contender for the position. Russ?
Whit Johnson in Washington, thank you. And we'll be back.
If your favorite sofa is ready for the trash, don't buy a new one with your hard-earned cash. Now save your sofa with Furniture Fix, the quick fix for old sagging sofas. The difference will amaze you. Look, the reason couch cushions collapse is weak sagging springs. It's impossible to get up off the couch. Just slide Furniture Fix under your couch cushion to add instant support to sagging springs so you can get up easier. The durable synthetic interlocking channels adjust to build any size platform. Furniture Fix is so strong it can hold the weight of 1 cinder block, even 2 cinder blocks. Amazing! Use Furniture Fix on your favorite sagging chair. Fix Dad's favorite Sunday football seat. Fix any cushion for the ultimate support. The difference in height is day and night. Worn-out springs put pressure on lower backs, but Furniture Fix fixes all your cushions for instant support. Pull-out couches have terrible mattresses, but Furniture Fix slides under your mattress and adjusts to any length, any width. You'll feel an amazing difference. We placed Furniture Fix under this old couch. Then we invited a 400-pound sumo wrestler and a 600-pound sumo wrestler to try Furniture Fix. And look, the couch did not sag or sink with 1,000 pounds of sumo. Amazing! Now you can get a full set of Furniture Fix through this special TV offer for just $14.99. Call now and get a second set of Furniture Fix, enough for your couch or 2 chairs. It's yours as a bonus. Just pay separate processing and handling. You also get a set of 4 furniture movers absolutely free. Easily slide furniture to clean under your couch. You also get the couch pouch. Never lose your remote again. It's yours free. You get it all. 2 sets of Furniture Fix, 4 furniture movers, and the couch pouch. A $60 value. All for just $14.99. So call now. Don't forget to ask about our furniture lifter.
To order Furniture Fix for just $14.99 plus $15.90 shipping and handling, you can call 1-800-915-2172 or order online at FurnitureFix.com. This offer is not available in stores. You must be 18 or older to order.
And finally this evening, satellite images out today taken over Japan before and after Friday's devastating earthquake and tsunami reveal the scope of the damage. This is the before and after view of the now heavily damaged Fukushima nuclear plant. Other images, like these in Uruge and Notori, show how a landscape of homes and green fields has simply been wiped out. The same is true in Sendai, where the once brightly covered roofs of homes have been replaced by a sea of mud. Meanwhile, in Miyagi, the coastline and valley, once easily definable, are now simply covered in muck and destruction. Nothing remains. And that is the CBS Evening News. I'm Russ Mitchell in New York. Good night.
It's a prescription for disaster. Counterfeit drugs are flooding the country.
People can die.
Are there some in your house right now? 60 Minutes investigate.
Next on CBS 2 News at 6, incredible new images of the tsunami in Japan as it hit. Plus find out what's being used to cool nuclear reactors to prevent a meltdown.
And could Japan's nuclear crisis touch us here in the U.S.? And would we be ready if a powerful quake hit near our nuclear power plants?
Also tonight, a helicopter smashes into the roof of the high-tech Raytheon complex.
And we've got more mild temperatures and sunshine as we head in towards the beginning of the work week. After that, though, we could have rain. We'll talk about that in your forecast next.
All right, Kai, those stories, Gary Miller with March Madness and any late-breaking news next at 6.
With FiOS, when you're watching the picture, it just jumps out at you.
It was like, wow.
Bang!
Decisions don't get any easier than this. Now you can move up to FiOS TV, internet, and phone for just $99.99 a month for a year with no term contract required.
We have more choices, so many more